Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. I'm just a question asker. My name is Raheen Aljami out of Atlanta, Georgia. Well, by way of blank, 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 by way of blank, blank, blank. But here I be is. I'm country. I'm country, y'all. I'm country. That's the Greensboro, North Carolina in me. That's the Greensboro in me. I'm country. Country is hiccups. I'm country as hiccups. And hiccups are so country. Yes, they are. Because people don't give a care. Don't give a care what they hiccup. Yeah, hiccup in your face, at your table, in front of your mama. Yeah, hiccup. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope you are having a great day. Hope we're gonna start your day off on a positive note and give you something that you could talk about throughout the day with yourself and with others. Um, I want to start off by asking a question. I'm gonna ask this question right here. What do you do? How do you handle this situation right here? Some people are gonna say, I don't care. But do we really care? But do we really care? Is there a part of us that really does care? But what do you do when somebody say you meet somebody, you're dealing with somebody in whatever capacity, work, whatever it is, and that person say they don't like you? No, I just don't like that. I just don't like it. I just don't say me. I just don't like Raheem. I just don't like him. And people say because there's some people that say that they and I've heard people say this, Raheem. If somebody don't like you, man, there's something wrong with you, man. Because you're so pleasant, you're nice, and want to make sure everybody have a good time, and you're a people person. You are people tell me I'm a people person. I don't know what that means. I hope that means something good. But they say that I'm a people's person, a people person. But there's some people that say I just don't like Ryan. I just don't like him. Man, truth of the matter, I'm gonna tell you a true story. True story. I had a little part-time job at AutoZone. AutoZone. I was a part sales manager over at AutoZone. And they moved when I first got started, they moved me to different stores. This one store that I went to, Centerville. I can say it now because the person no longer works there. The manager at Centerville was a young lady. Um, she, for whatever reason, I never did nothing to this lady. Only time I met this lady, the first time I met this lady is when I walked into that building, AutoZone, her store on that day. First time I seen her in my life. Went in, we talked, exchanged pleasantries. She told me what she wanted me to do. I did it. I worked in that store before they moved me because they moved me. They keep me in the store for when I first got started. They kept me in the store for maybe about a month and a half, 2 months. Moving to another store, wanted me to keep just getting the feel of how the stores run, how the stores work, and how different people work within the stores. I was at a store about a month and a half, 2 months. This lady did not like me at all. Did not like me at all. And I finally got moved back to the original store that I was supposed to be in after making my tour. And my store manager, man, he and I was real tight, man. He loved me, man. He loved me. And it was like, Raheem, let me talk to you for a minute. We went in the office and we sit down. We talked. I said, yeah, man, what's going on? He said, man, what did you do? I just call her name M. I was about to call her name. He said, what did you do to M? And her name starts with an M. I said, nothing, man, that I know of, nothing. He said, man, that girl don't like you. I said, don't like me. I said, I could tell in the way that she acted sometimes and interacted with me in comparison to other people that there was something there. I could tell that, but I didn't know she didn't like me. He said, nah. He said, I'm gonna find out. Because they have every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I don't know if you all know anything about this, but every Tuesday they have a managers meeting with a district manager every Tuesday morning. And he said, next time we have that meeting, I'm gonna find out why she don't like you. I said, okay, well, that's fine. Then he found out. For first he didn't tell me, and we had an inventory, And when they do the inventory at AutoZone, it's early in the morning. You get there about 5 o'clock in the morning, and you inventory the store. The store is closed. You inventory the store. That store is closed during that time. And all the managers come in and they have different people there. Like I said, I was a part sales manager, so I used to go around to different stores doing this too. He came up to me, he said, Raheem. He said, there go your buddy. She was there. I said, yeah, yeah. He said, do you know why she don't like you, Raheem? I never tell you. I said, nah, man, you never told me. He said, man, he said, come here. We went into the office in our store, the store that we worked in. And he said, Raheem, the reason why she don't like you is because you always too happy. You happy all the time. She say she don't know nobody that's happy like that. Say you be walking around the store singing and stuff like that, man, and you know how the other customers in there singing songs with you and all kind of stuff. And you know, you too, she said you too happy. I said, man, no. I said, no, man. I said, you telling me that this girl saying that she don't like me because I'm happy? He said, yeah. And he said when she said it, he said everybody on that line just laughed at her. You know, how could you not like a person because they're happy? Are you just really that miserable that you don't like somebody because they're happy? And he said, he said, Raheem, this is what I want you to do. He said, this is our store, man. I said, yeah. He said, I want you to, when you walk out this office, he said, I want you to walk out this office singing. He said, I want you to sing. I want you to go by her singing, and I want you to sing the whole morning. I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, just sing, man. He said, and I want you to sing. He said, I'm going to help you too. I'm going to help you. Toya with a T, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning? Toya with a T? Might not be Toya, okay. 470, area code 470. What's your name? Where you calling from? Area code 470.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, that's Ibrahim. Okay, I ain't look at the Ibrahim. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing well. Praise be to the Lord.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yeah.
doing well.
Hey,
Doing
good,
well.
good to have you.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I'm talking about a
So
story,
what's
man.
up?
I'm talking about a story this morning. I want to get your input on it, man. And I used to, and
Mhm.
it's like sometimes people won't like you and don't have a reason. I was
Mhm.
telling the story about when I worked at AutoZone. I was a part sales manager, had a part-time job as a part sales manager over there. And
Mhm.
one of the stores that I worked in, the young lady, the manager of the store, she just did not like me. And it finally came out
Mhm.
why she didn't like me. She said she did not like
Mhm.
me. Ibrahim, listen at this now. She said she did not like me because I was too happy all the time. She ain't never seen nobody
Mhm.
every
Mhm.
time she see the person, they happy. She said, I'll be walking around the store singing and stuff like that, and have the other customers in the store singing songs. You know, I used to sing old school songs a lot. I love old school. And I'll be singing old school songs, walking
Mhm.
around when I'm working. And before you know it, somebody done joined in and we standing there in the aisle, we just singing. And she said she sit there and she look, it
Mhm.
just frustrated her so much. You see, and they have a managers meeting, and doing on Tuesday, all the
Mhm.
managers meet on a Tuesday on the phone. And my manager asked her, why didn't you? Because when I first started, I went to different stores, because they do that. They circle you around the stores so you can get the atmosphere of different locations. Keep you there for about a month and a half, 2 months at the most, and then you move back to your original store. My manager asked her, said,
Mhm.
why didn't you like him? And she said, I'm gonna tell you why. Because he always so happy. He happy all the time. I ain't never seen nobody happy. Every time I see him, happy, singing and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
everybody, all the managers, and to include the district manager, he said they laughed at her because how could you be so
Mhm.
miserable that you just don't like to see nobody happy? She didn't like me. She didn't like me simply because of the fact that I was happy all the time. Now, Ibrahim,
Yeah.
how
Well,
how silly is that?
that conversation reminded me of the conversation I had with my daughter a couple of weeks ago, uh, and her mother about her husband, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, he loves my daughter. He's a good guy and all like this here. But he got that smell of he's like his parents, he's a white gentleman, and he's up there at Kennesaw.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
he got that redneck thing about him. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But he loves my daughter to death, and the family, his family love him so much that my daughter is graciously accepted. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
every sense of the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I keep saying, I was talking to her mother. I said, look, I'm talking to her. I said, look, babe, always be independent, keep your own money. She said, well, well, I ain't planning for no divorce. So you ain't planning for divorce. We'll just be in the pit. You never know what happened, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you hate him. I said, no, I don't hate him. But the truth of the matter is, I don't like what he brings to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
As a human being and as my daughter's husband, I'm very proud that she found a man and Sally going up. But the way she's going at it, it's just like opposite of to me reality.
Mm-hmm.
Be aware of who somebody. Just be aware of what you see and hear. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And your dad's looking out for you. And so I talked to the mother, and the mother told her that actually that he had that thing about him,
Mm-hmm.
that disturbed me.
Mm-hmm.
Something might come up later on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't interfere with her marriage. I celebrated her that she had finally slowed down a little bit, found a decent young man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so yeah, I can see different ways. Like they're just like like some people are scared of clowns.
Yeah.
They got a smiley face on their face. You know what I mean? And doing all kinds of bizarre things.
Mm-hmm.
Just like scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is what it is. It's just some things that you got to pet peeve. And then misery loves company. You can be so miserable. Somebody like like I say, like when it's raining, I
Mm-hmm.
dance and smile because the whole world's suffering with me. It's
Yeah.
actually a song says something like that. I
Wow.
can't remember who sung it, but
Wow.
yeah. But really, it's just one of those things that we have in it that you can't break.
Mm-hmm.
Like people love Trump. People try to say, can see in their eyes one thing, but they feel a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And you can't. It's hard to break that
Mm-hmm.
until literally that person gets on them and hit them with a hammer. They'll probably think, well, he made a mistake. He didn't mean me. I don't know.
Exactly.
Because it's that little niche we got in that
Mm-hmm.
that buzz, that warning thing.
Exactly. And see, that's very interesting, man, because I was tripping, man, because how in the world, what, because I was wondering, what did I do to this girl, man? And it was a young lady. I like, what did I do? She's from Trinidad, Tobago. And I remember all this stuff about her, man. To me, she was a good person. I don't have anything against her, but for whatever reason, that girl just, well, I know what the reason is now, but she just did not like me. Cassandra, we got Tucson on. Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, good morning, young lady. Excuse me. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, we're talking about people and how sometimes people would not like you, but don't have a reason to not like you. And I told the story when I was a part sales manager at AutoZone over there. They move us around when you first get started. Our district manager always move us to different stores in different locations so we can get the atmosphere of the place. Went to this one store over in Centerville, and the young lady that was the manager of the store, she did not like me, Cassandra. And it came out the reason she did not like me. Everybody laughed at her. The reason she did not like me was because she said, I'm happy all the time. There's no way nobody's that happy all the time. All the time. I'll be walking around the store because I break out in a song in a minute. I love old school. And I'll be walking around the store, putting up, restocking and stuff like that, putting stuff up or helping a customer. And I'll break out and start singing an old school song. I'm so in love. Break out something like that. I'm singing it, right? And before you know it, the customers, if they're of a certain age, they know the song, they'll start singing with me. And we'll be in the hour, we'll be just jamming out, right? She looked, and that frustrated her to the peak of frustrativeness, if that's a word. I'm making up a word today. But the reason why she says she did not like me, Cassandra, because I was too happy all the time. There's no way nobody gonna be that happy all the time. That's why she didn't like me. What sense does that make?
Well, to her, it made a lot of sense. But I've had, it's funny. I've had this a lot in my life because I'm like you. I'm people around me. They know that I'm upbeat. I love having a good time. I love people, and I'll do anything for people that I can. And people hate me. It's people that literally hate me
Yes.
for that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Exactly.
saying nobody's that nice. Who's always doing something? What's your motive? And I'm like, what? I mean, but it's people like that. But what I found, especially on the spiritual level, what I found is that your spirit sometimes antagonizes people because they're of a certain, spirit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're not. It's like it's a battle
Mm-hmm.
when it's like their spirit fighting your spirit. Has nothing to do with anything you've ever done to them, said to them, anything. People, your spirits battle, and it's people right now that cannot stand me
Yeah.
and cannot tell you
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I've done to them. What
Exactly.
have I done to you?
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? What did
Mm-hmm.
I do to you that you have that type of a feeling toward me? And I've just learned to deal with it. It's okay.
It's
I'm gonna still continue to be me, just like you continue to be you.
and I'm just throwing this out there, but it's almost like the God in you irritates the demons that's in them, and they can't be around you.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And
Wow.
that's what I found. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I have really found. People, listen, if you cannot get along with me, I'm just telling you, it is something because of I know who I am and I know how I treat people. If you can't get along with me, it's something on your part. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
I can promise you that. I don't even have to ask anybody.
And see,
You better know yourself.
exactly. And what you just said is what, like I said, and I said this earlier before everybody came on. A lot of times people will say, well, Raheem, if somebody don't like you, man, because you always so upbeat, you love people, you're a
Yep.
people's person. See, if somebody say they don't like you, I'm gonna look at them crooked eyed because you don't do nothing to nobody.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
treat nobody
Yeah.
bad. I try not to. If I do,
Yeah.
it's not intentionally. It's not intentional that I do anybody like that. But they say that, man, if somebody don't like you, Raheem, I'm gonna question them, man, because something wrong with them. Tucson,
Yep.
good, yeah, and that's crazy. That's crazy that she didn't like me just because I was happy. How could you not like somebody
Yeah.
because they're happy? Don't you want to be happy? Wow, that blew my mind when he told me. He told me, but it is what it is. Tucson, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing well. Good morning.
Tucson, how do you deal with that? Somebody don't like you for whatever reason, but they don't have a reason. Somebody asked me, look, I give you $1,000,000 if you tell me why you don't like Tucson. Give me a reason. Tell me why you don't like. I just don't like him. I just don't like. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But go ahead, Tucson, talk to me.
Maybe I joke too much. You always something got to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
It tickles me how people are. That's why people are strange.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with Cassandra. You see, good don't like evil, and evil don't like good.
Yeah.
The spirit of a
Mm-hmm.
man
Mm-hmm.
is at war with one another,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell a sour person from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
They get up and man, I tell you, but to answer your question, I don't really care. That's probably why they don't like me because I don't care. I
Mm-hmm.
had I remember even when I must have been, I know it was in a home economic class, and my teacher and her pet student didn't care for me,
Mm.
and I had to tell them where to go. I did,
Uh-oh. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did. And we had,
they
you know, how you remember Cassandra, how
they
you had
really not like you now.
them
They really not
mid
like you now.
semesters. They
Mm-hmm.
had the mid semesters. You had half a credit. You get home economics or something else, and then the next half of the semesters you would get the other class
Mm-hmm.
to get a full credit. Well, I gave them and I told them where to go, and she
Mm.
flunked me. She flunked me.
Lord.
She flunked me, and
Mm.
I had to repeat the class for the next half. She said, "I'm gonna flunk you again." I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "No." I said, "No, ma'am. I tell you what, I'm gonna pass my grade, and you're gonna have to give it to me."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But see, I always, I don't know. I always felt kind of Cassandra. I'm gonna say this word. I
Uh-oh.
al- I always felt kind of strange.
Mm. Come on now.
Who would figure? Who'd figure?
Mm.
Who'd figure?
No.
Who'd,
Exactly.
who'd figure? Who'd figure that I would feel kind of strange? But just the demeanor, I could understand because you're not gonna make me sad.
Yeah. Exactly.
I ain't studying
Exactly.
you. It could be raining, pour down. I'll be like Slip Rock, the thundercloud over my head by myself, and I'm grinning.
Mm-hmm.
Now that'll make a person mad. I can understand, but I do not care because I'm happy on the inside. Because I've gone through so much that, you know, I'd be like, okay, I'm just reaping what I sowed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting mine and I'm going on, but I'm gonna go on happy. It is what it is. And then another thing, who would figure? Here's another thing, Cassandra. He think he's so smart.
Think you know everything.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one right there. Oh, she knows so much. She know it
Yeah,
all. She
yeah.
know it all.
That part right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But see that, and that's the crazy part right there, man, because people get these ideas about you, but they don't necessarily mean that they're true. They don't necessarily mean that you even feel that way. They feel that way. Maybe they may think you know everything, and that irritates them thinking that you know everything. Man, we can't come up with a topic that joker don't know nothing about. Why that joker know about? Maybe that man's life is or woman's life experiences has taught them different things that you have not lived through yet. Maybe you just haven't lived through that
And
yet.
Raheem, yeah, and the other thing, Raheem, is when we're talking on here about different subjects, we're just sharing our opinions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
everybody can have an opinion on something. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because it's just what you think about it.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that you're an expert on it or you know everything. None of that. It just means that you're giving your opinion on that subject.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. Ibrahim, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Of course, I have heard that on this show too.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the different opinions, right? There's
Mhm.
informed opinions, and then there's opinions about people that experience something and dealt with a certain way, or actually have knowledge on a certain and actually try to apply it. And then everybody has different experiences too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like looking at a Coke bottle, you see two things on each side, right? Both of you right, but but the human spirit, say one of y'all got to be wrong, and people don't really. Some people just throw opinions out there because it's something to say, or they go along with the majority things or what people celebrate for. They pat them on the back. It causes trends and fads, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when you really think about a lot of things and put in some type of consideration, then you really have a valid opinion. You're actually something that could be actionable for.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I don't like people that when they come out with conspiracy theories. I got on one of my sons about that. He ain't talking to me. He flashing all these conspiracy theories. Everything he hear, a white person say it or something like that. He ain't like that, but when they say it, right, this is it right here. And then I sit down with him, and I didn't go back in and look up the data, and see both of the arguments. And all of a sudden, then, I'm mean to him, and they say, or young people, they say, oh, you can't treat young people like they know a lot number. And it's like, it just urged me that you don't want to use your experience, or because I'm 72, people say, oh, you got that, oh, you did this, you do that. They don't even get the history right. They've been saying so much stuff that anytime I open my mouth, I'm wrong. Irregardless, I done experienced it, lived it. One time we were talking about the 60s and everything and stuff like that. I lived it, experienced, met people, done things, right? And then the whole history people come at me with is so tainted that it's almost painful. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of that. But I think that you have to evaluate a person. And everybody's got filters and buffers.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why it's installed there. But sometimes you shouldn't take it as an offense. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And then somebody tell me like they don't like me because this, then I'll go sit down with them. Or either we both commiserate why I hate you.
Wow. Wow.
One other thing, if you're born in my lifetime, and the things I went through and seen down here in the South, I ain't talking about the city of New York, but down here in the South, I see what people did to people, all because that you were this and they were that. or you a Bible Belt Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was almost as impressive as being a black person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You develop a certain instinct, and you just can't stand it because they made so much hurt and pain to you back when.
Yeah.
You know,
Let me
so
ask you.
that's what urges me. Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. We got another call. I'm gonna go to the caller too. But let me ask you this question. What is the biggest from your experience and from yours gets the major biggest difference in the North and the South, in the people in the North and the South?
I think that people down south, they are very I think they're very fearful of people up north, and for a lot of different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people are up north are too selfish. I mean, they're inward.
Mm-hmm.
They every time you speak to somebody from up north, you can tell when they first come here. Why are you speaking to me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then people down south, they hear somebody say a certain thing, and now it's down to Democrat and Republican,
Mm-hmm.
and it just gets crazy. And the history is different.
Mm-hmm.
We rely on the history of what the British or the Europeans interaction with us and what effects it causes for help. We don't even deal with our own history, how we look at the European empires and how it affected us.
Mm-hmm.
We even ignore our own history. We rail against it, and something's wrong. You speak out for your people, man, then you're a racist, or that's what the North and South are totally different in a lot of ways, because you meet different type of mentalities and people. You're more open down here. Used to be. Everybody down here now. You're more open. You're more focused, and you're loving in some ways. But people up north, they just like they're suspicious, cautious. Everything has to be something behind it. You're trying to get something from them, and this kind of mentality is poison. And that's what I think the difference is. I feel more comfortable in Southern and Midwest and East Coast and West Coast towns, some of them, right, than I do up in the Northeast and or Chicago. I feel more comfortable I do in New York.
Yeah.
And blah blah blah. I feel more confident in Memphis, Tennessee than I do in Chicago. So it's just that kind of thing, But this I'm born and bred down south, So
good deal.
Maybe I just like that interaction with people and feeling like that I'm family. If I used to travel all the country, right? I fit in with the white people because I just like treat them just like me, and I'm just like you. Yeah. And I don't even think about it. Then people start talking and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean you."
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So
wow.
It's just a feeling that you fit in with a culture and a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually been told that a lot of times. I'd be sitting at a country western bar back in the day when I was young. That's pretty much it.
I'm gonna say now, preacher. We got to keep this thing going now, preacher. Hold on now, preacher. We got to pass the plate, but hold on for a second. Let me go to brother Pete. We got brother Pete on the line with us. Pete, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, DKM Radio, Morning Glow, panel, listening audience, the social outlets. How's everyone doing this morning? Listening to the Morning Glow on DKM Radio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing good. We're asking a question, and this is certainly not our topic for the day, but I wanted to talk about this a little bit. How do you feel when a person don't like Pete? Don't have a reason. Like I said, I told the story earlier when I worked at I was a part sales manager, part-time at AutoZone over there, and there was a manager in the place, one of the places I worked, that did not like me, and the reason she did not like me because she said there's no way nobody could be that happy all the time. She didn't like me because I was walking around the store singing, have other people singing with me and stuff like that. Can't nobody be that happy. I don't like Raheem. He's too happy all the time. She didn't have a reason. So how do you feel about it? How do you deal with when somebody don't like you but don't have a reason? They can't tell you a reason why they don't like you. I just don't like Pete. How do you deal with that, brother?
Raheem.
Come on.
So if somebody doesn't like me, I can't figure out why they don't like me. I've done nothing that I'm aware of or intentional for them to have any issues with how they feel about me.
Mm-hmm.
I give that no concern at all.
Mm-hmm.
I give that no concern and no acknowledgement. If you don't like me, that's your problem.
Yeah.
That don't have nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. So if you don't want me to exist in your world, you immediately won't exist in mine.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. That's good. That's good. That's good. Got a couple other callers I want to go to. Stanley, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing good, man. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Asking a question, brother. How do you deal with that issue right there? How do you deal with that when somebody don't like you? Don't have a reason not to like you. You didn't do anything to them, but for whatever reason, the God in you irritate the demons that's in them. How do you deal with that?
Bro, I could care less, man. I'm at an age now where, and I was just talking to some of my children about this the other day. Don't worry about who likes you or dislikes you. Life is too short. All you can do is live your life to the best you can. There's always going to be somebody that does not like you, somebody may be envious of you or jealous of you or whatever, but you can't control how people feel about you. And you'll let people steal your joy trying to please them and get them to like you. And some folks that would never like you, so who cares?
Yeah. You'll wear yourself out trying to get them to like you, and you still ain't done nothing. Haven't accomplished a thing.
Yeah, right. And they still probably won't like you. They might smile in your face, but that don't mean they like you. So you just have to live your life and let them live theirs. I could care less who likes me, man. Now, when I was younger, I thought about, you try to be on good terms with everybody, but man, nobody cares about that no more.
Outlive that. Outlive that care. Outlive that care. Exactly. Kurt, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Morning, family. Morning, fellas. Morning, viewers, listeners, the whole nine, the world. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good. Now, Kurt, have you two outlived that care? Whether a person like you or don't like you, have you outlived that? Because sometimes, and Stanley is right, man. Sometimes a younger us would care, and would try to do something to make sure that this person liked us for whatever reason, and we feed into that misery. We'll feed into that misery. But how do you deal with it when somebody don't like you? The God in you irritate the demons that's in them. How do you patch that thing up and bridge the gap? Or do you?
Right here, I'm Georgia Peach.
Georgia
Peach. So, baby, ain't nobody got time for all that.
Yes, sir.
Let that person eat. Let them keep it with them. It never bothered me, man. My grandma taught me, if a person just don't like you, that means God don't want them around you. So I don't deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, that's to my benefit. That's how I deal with it.
Now, Kurt, I was talking earlier about, and when I said that, you were not on the line, but said this to me too, Raheem. If somebody don't like you, man, I'm gonna question them, man, because you love people, man. You always a certain way in blah, you're always the same. And if somebody don't like you, I'm gonna question them, and not even. I think you said not even wondering why they don't like you, but you're just gonna question them because of the fact that I don't treat anybody bad, or try my best not to treat anybody bad. I told the story about this young lady at AutoZone. I was a part sales manager part-time over there, and she didn't like me, Kurt, because she said I was too happy all the time. There's no way nobody could be that happy all the time, walking around here singing and got everybody else singing in the store. There's no way nobody could be that happy. I don't like Raheem. Her reason was because I was too happy all the time. Now, what kind of sense does that make?
It makes no sense. I mean, from a clinical standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. Because from a clinical standpoint, in my mind, right, that's a person who exists and love to live in a bunch of hate, foolishness. It ain't that she didn't like you because you was happy all the time. She didn't like you because she couldn't have what you had. See, happiness, man. Recent human behavior shows if we pay attention to what's going on in the world right now, right, and everything we done seen over the last 10, 15 years, actually longer than that, So this thing go way back, and I ain't gonna go there because I don't want to turn it into a race thing. But every time we become happy and partially content, there is someone or something that attempts to, and in some cases succeeds at, bringing us back to a place of misery and uncomfort.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was a person who was probably very miserable, and in all reality was jealous of the fact that you had a level of happiness that she probably could never even fathom.
Wow.
Or never felt, and she wanted it, but she didn't know how to ask you, how do you get that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You probably would have told her, like, hey, look, man, I'm married to a great woman. I have wonderful kids.
Mm-hmm.
What more can life give?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Wow. That's good. That's good. Cassandra, talk to me.
I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say. So, I mean, I know that there are people that don't like me and don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can say, yeah, you know, I'm just older. It doesn't bother me. But I'm going to be totally honest. Because of who I am, it does bother me.
Yeah.
And I know it may not make sense, but it does bother me because I'm like, okay, what have I done to them?
Yeah, exactly.
You question, and even if you know you haven't done anything, like, what is that all about? Because, I mean, it's the people that have thrown strong vibes at me, but they don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
And it just blows my mind because I'm like, okay, I'm very opinionated now. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and I'm very assertive.
Yeah, yeah.
But I haven't done anything to you. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If me having an opinion bothers you, I don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah. And I think a lot of times being female and being as vocal as I am and standing for the things that I believe in, that really offends some people.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm a female and have strong opinions. So I don't know. It does bother me though, because I love people and I try to get along with people. It does bother me.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times people won't admit that there's a certain level of it that does kind of irritate you and make you wonder, what did I do? What did I do to you to make you not like me? How do we get here? Stanley, talk to me, brother. Toussaint, coming to you next.
Like I say, bro, for me personally, it used to bother me when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, you can't let that stuff bother you, man. Because like I said, it's always going to be somebody out there
Yep.
to irritate you, demon, and
Mm-hmm.
try to, you know, just bug you.
Mm-hmm.
But we cannot worry about how folks feel about us. And you know me, I travel, I meet a lot of folks and all that. I met some folks that probably like me and some folks that didn't like me, but I can't let that stop me from being the person who I am.
Exactly.
And doing what I've got to do to get things accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't really control what people think or how they think. All you really control is self.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always going to be somebody that, man, that just don't like you because of who you are.
Yeah.
They may not like you the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you dress, the kind of car you drive, where you live, your position. And it's always going to be something. But if you let that bother you, like I said, you're wasting time and energy worrying about something that you can't control.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's the whole thing about it right there. You know, the energy that you're wasting, because there's a certain energy, man. I'm gonna tell you something. There's a certain energy I don't like around me, man. I don't like, you know, and I sense or feel that energy. I'm gonna move away from them people, man. I don't need to be over here. There's certain, I don't need to be over here. Raheem, what's the one? I just gotta go. And whether I tell you what it is or not, I just can't. The energy isn't right. Toussaint, talk to me.
I thought about something. I think that sometimes people see what you have gone through in life, and it didn't break you.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted the things that was going on in your life to break you.
Mm-hmm.
And you smile your way through it. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they want you to fail, but you didn't. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you had, because I'm just being open and honest and kind of transparent. I would almost say I had some of my life circumstances was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really.
Come on,
I had
come on.
some tragic situations that I experienced in my life, and they say, why you say you don't care? Why you always saying you don't care? Because I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter. I mean, it's gonna get better. I always have this thing. I believe that some kind of way it'll get better. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
through it. I'm gonna get
Mm-hmm.
through it, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what. My children, fallouts and relationships messed up, jacked up, tore up from the floor up, and I keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't worry about that. When you fall out with some people, they family fall out with you too. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. Oh, but oh well. I always had an oh well attitude. I guess that's a
Mm-hmm.
bad attitude. Because here's the thing, and I'm especially at the age I am now. I don't think when you get a certain age, it don't matter how people feel about you.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you was I guess 20s and maybe 30s, you wanted to fit in. I don't want to fit in nobody's life. You know how I said that? You heard how I said
Mm-hmm.
that?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Stanley, you heard how I said that?
Lord,
Yeah, I heard.
Lord, 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 Lord. Go,
Hey,
go
Roy,
ahead.
can I say something?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm going to come to you. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let me tell y'all something, man. I've only talked to this brother on the phone up until last Friday. But when I went to Mississippi last Friday, man, I felt like I've known this man all my life. We
Mm-hmm.
had so much fun. We got a lot of things accomplished. Met some great people down there. Got him connected. But he and I and the Red Cross director down there hung out for a few hours down there, had lunch, man. Met some people under the tree down there, and we felt like we had been together, man, forever. I love
Mm-hmm.
this guy. I can't
Yes,
wait to
sir.
get
Yes,
back to
sir.
Mississippi
There
in a
you go.
couple of weeks because and that's what I'm all about at my age. I want to meet great people with
Mm-hmm.
great energy that are trying to make things happen.
Yes,
Nobody has
absolutely.
time to be jealous of anybody. Nobody has time to be around negative people that's trying to put folks down and keep people from progressing and prospering.
Mm-hmm.
I I felt like I was at home in Moss Point, Mississippi last week
Wow, that's good.
because I talked to some folks on the phone down there, like one of my best friends from the military. That's where his mom and his family live. Got a chance to go by and see them. Felt like I've known these folks all my life, man. I
Mm-hmm.
had so much fun in Tucson. It was a pleasure meeting you, brother, and I can't wait to get back down there and just hang out with you, man, and fellowship with you, man, because you're a great guy there.
Good deal.
Bless you,
Good.
man.
Wait.
Hey, Raheem, let me say something. I
Yes,
think
sir.
that every one of us, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, introverts.
Mm-hmm.
It don't. I can be by myself, and I'm good as gold.
Mm-hmm. Right
So
as rain.
people that's introverts don't look to fit in, but they
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
kind of way you don't want to fit in because people tell me, say, man, you got to stop telling people you don't like people.
Lord, Lord, Lord,
They say,
Lord.
Pastor, you can't say that. I said, I don't. I love them, but I don't like them because
Mm-hmm.
people are strange.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like we trying to do the same thing, but there's a jealousy streak. Why are we jealous when we
Mm-hmm.
on the same
Mm-hmm.
team? That don't make no sense to
Exactly.
me.
Makes
That's
no
how.
sense at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Well, what I'm about to do, if anybody else don't have anything to say on this topic, I want to move to what we're going to talk about for the majority of this morning. And I think there's going to be a lot of layers on this one right here. Anybody else have anything that want to say on this right here before we move on? Stanley, coming back to you.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about how difficult it can be. The weight of life. The weights of life. How difficult can they be? How testing could the weights of life be on an individual? On you, if you will.
Well, it all depends on what you got going on, and depends on your support system and how you've been trained and how well built you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like nowadays, and you know, growing up, if it happened, we didn't hear about a lot. You didn't hear about a lot of black men commit suicide. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing it now. They're even doing it at a young age. You know, and if you don't have a support system, you know, and I tell folks, even though you don't want to try to hold your kids' hands when they get to a certain age,
mm-hmm.
but you want to kind of stay close to them and let them know that if anything they're in need of, or they just need to talk or financial or whatever, we want to be there. You know, contractor, a friend of mine, was supposed to have been bidding on a job for me a few months ago. So that Saturday come around, you know, hey man, I'm waiting on you to come down here. He said, bro, it's gonna be a minute.
Mm-hmm.
My son committed suicide.
Wow.
25 years old.
Mm.
This is about 2 months ago, 25 years old.
Mm.
Nobody knew why. So he leave no note. Nobody knew if he was going through something. Just gone, man. Just like that. Dude still ain't over it.
Mm.
You know, because you never really get over that. He's dealing with it now. He's trying to go back to work and stuff like that. But everybody handles life differently, man. The Lord has spared my life, bro, 19 times
mm-hmm.
from near-death situations. I almost drowned as a child. I got run over by a car when I was a child. Fell off a third-story balcony in Germany. Got hit by a car in Korea. He fell on my home. I've had 2 silent heart attacks. But if I didn't have a great support system and I didn't have a mental toughness, then I'm going to make it anyhow because I know God got me. You know, a lot of times I'd have been gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I went through a divorce, lost everything. Well, didn't lose everything. Just walked away, let her have everything, and started over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the average person, you know, wouldn't have been able to do that. You know,
Yeah.
you don't build up something in it, you walk away from it. But God is good, but we have to have strong people in our life that can help us weather any storm and any situation. And if we don't have that, life will beat you down.
Yes.
Because this world right here is not made for black men. Everybody hates on the black man.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not a strong person, this world will beat you down and life will beat you down, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have some good folks around you. I'm like you. I don't want to be around negative folks. I've been around folks that give you that certain look. One thing I can't stand is for grown people who talk under their breath.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They'll let you know. A lot of them, when they do that, they hating on you.
Yeah, yeah.
If you got to ask somebody what you say, and then they say, never mind, or I ain't saying that, and they talking under their breath, that'll be the last time I hang around somebody like that. I'll, okay, you take it easy, and they won't see me no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
exactly. Yeah.
I'm serious.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Cassandra, what do you say about that? The weight of life, and you being a counselor, I know you got a lot to say on this right here. The weight of life, can it be overbearing for some people? How do people deal with it or not deal with it?
Yeah. Oh boy. Right now, I've seen more, and I'm talking about me as well. I've gone through things that literally have like shook me to my core, and if it wasn't for the fact that I know who God is, sometimes I'm not even about sure who I am, but because I know who God is, that's the only way that I sustain through some of the things that I've gone through. People are, I've never in my life seen so many people that are feeling overwhelmed by life, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in finances, whether it's in health. And let me tell you something, with me going through my health thing that I'm going through, which has been like devastating, some of the stuff that has happened to me. And I'm like, okay, you got to stay focused. You're going to live no matter what anybody says. You're going to live because God said so. So I'm talking to myself on that level. I'm talking to myself on my financial level. Then I'm dealing with other people, my ministry, the people, I have so many people that reach out to me on a daily basis. I'm talking daily. I ain't talking once a week. I'm talking on a daily basis that I have to keep myself from being overwhelmed so that I can help somebody else that is being overwhelmed. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does.
But
yeah,
it can feel overwhelming at times. And I want to say, to what Toussaint said, I'm an introvert. I'm an introverted extrovert, or I'm an extroverted introvert, because I spend most of my time when I'm not working with people, I'm by myself in my room with the door closed. Just trying to maintain and keep me together. Because I'm no good to anybody if I can't allow God to keep me from being, overwhelmed by life. But yeah, man, overwhelmed, man, people are really overwhelmed right now. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow. And see, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. This conversation that we're having today, and I want everybody to share the broadcast, TikTok, all y'all, share the broadcast, share this broadcast, because we helping somebody. Because there could be somebody that's actually listening in. Now, I want to give the suicide hotline and all that stuff. I want to give all those numbers today, because there could be some people that's at that breaking point. And I want to have this conversation today. I wanted to have this conversation today to let them know that they're not alone. Everybody is going through something. And a lot of times when a person is going through something, they think it's the worst thing in the world. And this old saying comes to my mind when I say it, comes to my heart when I say that, man. I used to complain about not having any new shoes until I met a man who had no feet. And then you got to evaluate. I'm sitting here worrying about my shoes. That's the worst thing in the world to me. I don't have any new shoes. But this brother don't have any feet. Ibrahim, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, you old school.
Yes,
my
sir.
daddy used to tell me all the time.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know?
sir.
Okay, just think. There's a I don't know where it's not in the Bible, but it was a saying, that like a footprint in the sand. You know what I mean? And the man said, God, he said that I seen that you walked me sometime, and then I saw two footprints, and then all of a sudden I see one. He said, why did you abandon me, God? He said, I did not abandon you, son. I carried you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my dad told me never worship anybody and don't look down at anybody. And I always been outspoken. Even when people say I want to live to be 30, because I just stand up and walk right in the middle of a Ku Klux Klan meeting and speak my opinion. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And they say I want to live to be 30. But the point is that, people are a mirror to you. It's important to some extent that when people react to you a certain way, you got to take stock of it. Because y'all know God, y'all know that I'm very strong opinion. You know what I mean?
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, you can love me or hate me. I don't want you to be in between. I want you to have some reaction. You know what I mean? So, but it's important that you look yourself in the mirror, because then sometimes you need to draw back. You're not getting your message across. Somebody should tell me. So you ain't get your message across because you just go straight at them. You know what I mean? And then some people say, oh, you talk too much because you like to explain what happened before you get to the point. You know what I'm saying? And you never get to the point. So I take that to stop. It urges me sometimes, because it's almost like why did you didn't know this? Why y'all don't know this? Why you haven't really seen it? Why you haven't looked at it before? Why was it important to you? And I go through that. But you all are a mirror to me. I hear you. I have strong different opinions on a lot of things y'all have. But basically, because y'all human, y'all like me, you look like me, you're going through the same things I go through, you're in the same country, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I need to understand what I am, what am I doing, right? Am I over the top? Am I right or wrong? You know, because there's really no right or wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like you were saying earlier, you said, well, your God keep me from the demon. Well, the other guy was trying to say that, well, maybe the demon trying to keep you from your God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you don't know when somebody confronts you, there's a reason why they're there.
Yeah.
But mostly what don't affect me, you don't feed me, you don't do this, I hate to be threatened anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we can talk things out. I like to talk things out. But at the same time, you are a mirror to me. So I look at their response and I adjudicate it. Because the first thing I ask myself, I like the sister said, to introvert and extrovert. I'm an introvert, because when somebody do something like that, I have to look at it, I have to process it. It don't hurt me if they if they don't have any effect on me. They don't live with me, blah blah blah. And trust me, with married to my wife, this is the thing that I have to go through. I feel like I had to really question myself before I respond, or I just laugh at her sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and show ill ways. You know what I mean? But it's that kind of thing that you got, right? You really have to be concerned, so not overly concerned to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Like those gentlemen talking about a black men committing suicide. Well, it's kind of like being in the mix. We used to commit suicide by cop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we really have to look at what we are doing and how we're feeling and what's motivating, what's driving us,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you can go, even though ignorance is bliss, you can do a lot of harm to yourself and a lot of people and your progeny,
Good deal.
without acting or responding.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I kind of understand what y'all saying, but I do believe that with a song, no man is an island.
Oh Lord.
No man.
No, it's time for us to move on. This brother don't start singing. No, it's time for us to move on. Hold on right there, brother. Let me go to Kurt. Kurt, what do you say to that, man? Though, and you've been a counselor as well, like Cassandra. The weight of life. The weight of life. Can it be overbearing sometimes?
Can it be? It is.
Wow.
And it's largely, in my opinion, it's largely designed that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that design don't come from God. That design is set up to distract you from God.
Mm-hmm.
To confuse you about life itself. I oftentimes have to lean back on the scripture that says, I am the way, the truth, and the light.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I have to lean on that because sometimes I'm looking at my life as it being heavy and something that I can't bear. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to tell myself constantly, well, who can I turn my cross over to?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do I have that connection? Is that connection still good? Is electricity still coming through that socket? We exist in a world where the idea of building a spirit has become the last thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Building the flesh has become the first thing to do.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time when you look at a case, right? And if you really look at that case, Cassandra probably done had this situation before too. If you really look at that case, the thing that's got the person so bogged down, in all reality, they don't have no control over it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
They have absolutely no control over whatsoever. So they're spending large amounts of time, both mentally and physically, trying to control a situation that they have no control over. Trying
Mm-hmm.
to gain a foot up in a situation where there's no steps there for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the way I see it sometimes, the way I explain it, it's like going up a sliding ladder,
Mm.
but the ladder never slides up. You go up 15 feet, the ladder automatically shifts to slide down 10 feet.
Mm.
So, you know, the way that I deal with those is, you know, I just always, and the way that I even deal with it when I'm going through it, is I always take myself to a place of what I actually have.
Kurt, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there for a second, because you just said something that was real powerful, man. And I put the suicide hotline on it. There's a new number, 988. 988. You can just dial 988 on your phone. If you're ever contemplating suicide or need somebody to talk to help you through a situation, please dial 988. But Curtis, you said something right now, because I know who you are, and you are a counselor, and you help a lot of people. But you said a second ago, when I go through it. So that's so powerful to me, because you being who you are and you help so many people, it does not mean that you don't go through your moments as well. Everybody have to deal with it at one point, place, or time in their life. Am I correct?
Absolutely. I'm going through right now. I go through every day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have to set my car for a couple hours before I get out my car and come in the house.
Wow.
But if I get straight out, I'm going to be an unpleasant husband.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, because sometimes it's hard to detach when you hear some of them stories, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember this, but years back, man shot it in Asheville. Yeah, Asheville out off of 85.
Mm-hmm.
Man shot his wife. Shot his wife in the head twice. Disappeared. Left her 1-year-old. They were 1-year-old, 18-month-old. Left his daughters in the house. Locked the door.
Mm.
Man, the woman was white. The woman family ain't want nothing to do with the kids, and disown her because she married a black man. And the black man family didn't want nothing to do with the kids because they son had married a white woman.
Mm.
Right? Just what happened, she had a brother from Tennessee. You know, Asheville kind of close to Tennessee.
Yes.
So she had a brother who he had been disowned because he was homosexual.
Mm-hmm. Good Lord.
They talked all the time. So, you know, the brother trying to call her, you know, they answer the phone. He decided getting this call, come see what's going on. Find the kids rolling around, crying and everything, and their mama brain matter.
Mm.
Right? So the state wouldn't award the kids to the brother because, one, he lived in Tennessee. Two, he was a homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
Mama family found out they could get a check for the kids. Then all of a sudden they took in the kids. Well, they took in the kids, but when they took in the kids, the grandfather and the uncles was raping the girls.
Wow.
Well, the long story short, you know, they removed the kids and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
locked up folk. The folk never really got any punishment, but I wound up taking care of that one of the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard that story, man, like I took personal issue with that, man. You know, because come on, man. At the end of the day, man, what kind of people, man? I'm just telling you, man. It can be something serious for us, man. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
I remember going to the movie theater with my son to see the first Transformers.
Now, Kurt, you know we got to keep it moving, brother.
All right, let me just give you this one.
Mm-hmm.
Occupational hazard, bro. You gotta be able to detach. I remember going to the movie theater with my boy to see Transformers. Right? I'm in the movie theater. The movie theater's jam-packed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be a bunch of kids. It wasn't. It was a bunch of adults. My son, at the time I watched that, he was like 8 years old. He had to use the bathroom.
My occupation says, because I work on a special behaviors unit, which is they changed the name, sexual behaviors unit. My occupation says, I gotta go with you.
Mm-hmm.
I bet, Daddy, you taught me how to hold it. Well, he didn't know that in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder how many rapists in here.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people in here is on the sex offenders list.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could scan their face if they pop up on the sex offenders list.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So a good therapist always has a therapist.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We're talking about the weight of life. We're talking about the weight of life and how it can overtake some people. I have their hotline, the suicide hotline number on the screen there. And for the people that's not watching, that's listening, it is 988. Not simple number, 3 numbers. Pick up your phone, dial 988. And someone will be on the other line of that, on the other side of that phone, that can help you. And if you don't want to call them, give us a call right here. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. And there's people that's very qualified. May not be me, but there's people that's very qualified to help you through whatever you're going through. So give us either call the 988 suicide hotline or 508-924-3521. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
I kind of like Cassandra said something that struck me. I think that we all, I don't know if anybody knows totally who they are, because we keep going through things every day on a daily basis.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
once
sir.
you get rid of one problem, another one pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you get clear of that one, and you just about got it, here's something else come up. And if that's not enough, then here your children come up with issues.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Mm.
So here's the thing: what I do. Some people say, "Well, you talk about that Christianity, Bible, God, Jesus thing, and this holiness, righteousness thing." And I don't know what y'all talking about. Well, let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Cassandra said, I don't know if she said it like this, but it sounded like she says, I might not know who I am, but I know who God is.
Yes. Come on.
So I've watched him work with people that had some bad issues going on in their life.
Mm-hmm. Come on, say it.
These things they come alive to me. Might not work for nobody else, but I make these things alive. And I kind of pattern myself. Every once in a while, I have a Job moment. And this guy here, he is a guy that got it going on, and all of a sudden, before the day over with, he's suffering like nobody else I ever seen suffer. But I have to kind of keep watching him when I'm going through some things. And I said, well, you know what? God working that thing out for him to get double for his trouble.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to wait to see the change come. Some people sabotage your life. They dig ditches for you. So when I have some issues like that, that's why the first topic we had, I don't care if nobody don't like me, don't make me no difference. Put me in the hole. You can dig your own ditch. Matter of fact, you do like Haman, you build your own gallows. That's not for me. You setting your own self up for failure. Go on, do what you do. Because God has a way, it's just me now. God has a way of, you meant it for evil, but he gonna turn it out for good.
Absolutely.
So I'm just wait. I'm just watch you. I'm gonna observe. And here I'm saying, you dug that hole. I'm saying, oops, you dug that hole for yourself. I'm gonna do a little side step and move right on by the hole, and you're gonna fall in it. Because I might not know clear what I'm going through, but I know that I'm gonna get through it if I keep on going.
Come on.
Sometimes I think, it come into my mind, man, I need to take myself. The devil is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
What I'm doing. Here's one of something else that I say. What do you do when you don't know what to do?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you move. Don't you say nothing, and don't confide in everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because some
Just
people want to hear your harm to do you more harm. I don't share that with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I say, man, I'm just having one of them, good old days. I'm gonna be all right. Because if you tell them, see, some people put salt on wounds.
Come on, quickly.
So I don't share that with everybody. No. So if we really take this thing serious to whatever way you want to take it, support groups are good, but you don't want too many people in your support group.
Yeah.
I don't have too many friends. Devil is a lie. I don't stay in crowds. I don't communicate with everybody. I don't tell everybody my business. No.
That's right.
No. Because
And
I might not be able to work it out, but he can. And I keep me a secret closet.
Come on.
So,
Exactly. That's good. Brother Pete, we're talking about the weight of life and how the weight of life can sometimes be overbearing. We actually also have the suicide hotline on the phone on the screen here, 988. If anybody's having any issues, sit down 988. Please down 988 or give us a call here, 508-924-3521. A lot of time when somebody's going through something, they think the weight of the world is only on them. They're the only ones that have any issues going on in their life. Everybody else, life is peachy clean. I say peachy queen, Lord Jesus, peachy clean. Pete, what do you say to that, brother? The weight of life, can it be overbearing sometimes?
Sure, it can be, but how much of it is self-induced? Mental illness is real.
Mm-hmm.
There's really situation, conditions, and circumstances where people have mental, emotional, spiritual issues that need addressing.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone is out there thinking about harming themselves or someone else, please don't.
Yes.
You as a living, sentient, flesh and blood being are loved, whether you realize it or not. You are valuable.
Yes.
Your life has purpose and meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to someone, make the call, speak to someone that can help you to get over the present situation or condition that you're dealing with right now. But please pause, stop for a moment before you hurt yourself in any way or even consider hurting someone else. Sometimes I think we can overthink things. We put too much on things that we don't have the immediate control to change. And it may take some time to engage it and deal with it to see the change. And oftentimes, it may not even be as much as we're thinking it is in our mind, making a mountain out of an anthill, so to speak.
Yeah.
So we don't want to overthink things. And when we think on things too much, we can create all these different situations and scenarios and perceived realities and concepts that are not necessarily real, that are not necessarily true. So let's not overthink. Learn how to distract yourself. You find yourself getting overly stressed with an issue, divert your activity and your attention to something else on purpose. Take a walk, listen to some soothing music, take a nap, take a bath, call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Go out and play in the grass, the garden, take your shoes off, walk in the dirt, the grass. Do something else and release that stress, release the pressure, release the conceived or perceived worry of what the situation is that you're dealing with or that you're overly thinking and making it bigger than what it is. If you don't have the money for the bill and you can't pay the bill, you can't pay the bill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can make a call and have a conversation, and you can get a form of relief. They may be aggressive because they want their payments and they deal with people who don't pay their bills. But you're not one. You just happen to be in a situation, have a conversation. You'll see that it'll work itself out smoothly on the other side. But here you were worrying about this for 2 weeks. When all
Mm-hmm.
you had to do was have a 2 minute phone call conversation, and they'll allow you to pay up a little amount and double back next week and the next week and cover it, and you back on track. So let's not overthink things and then cause ourselves to be stressed out. But certainly, if anyone within reach of our voice in this show today is thinking about harming themselves or harming anyone else, I want you to know that you are loved as a living being.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
life matters. You are valuable. You
Mm-hmm.
are valuable to the rest of the human family. And we want you here. Your contribution may not have been recognized yet, but it's
Mm-hmm.
in you. And
Yes.
we're waiting on you to produce it so we can benefit from it. Make the call.
Absolutely.
He's giving
Absolutely.
out the number. Make the call. Call someone. Speak to someone. But please don't harm yourself in any way,
Mm-hmm.
and don't harm anyone else.
And that suicide hotline, real simple number. They made it real easy for you to call. 3 numbers: 988. 988 is the number that you need to call if you need help. And if you don't want to, for whatever reason, if you don't want to call that number, we have people here that can help you. Like I said, again, may not be me. 9 times out of 10 may not be me at all. But I know that we have people here that can help you. They're very qualified to help you. And they will love to speak to you because you do matter. You do matter. You absolutely matter. Cassandra, talk to me, sis.
Yeah, I just wanted to share. I'm 64 now, and I remember I think I was 20, and I contemplated suicide and then attempted suicide, and it felt like just nothing in my life was going right. Everything was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
saw no light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
None. But thank God, he had his hand on me,
Come on.
and he did not allow me to die that
Mhm.
night. And I'm
Mhm.
saying that to say, even though it looks so dark right now, and we're talking to somebody right now. That's why
Yes.
I
Yes.
think those of us, the last few that have talked, we're talking to somebody right now. Even though it looks like there is no light, I promise you, if you hold on, it'll turn around. It'll get better. I'm telling you, it may take you a little bit of time, but things will turn around. But the first thing is to not do anything to hurt yourself, just like
Yes.
Pete said, not do
Mhm.
anything to hurt anyone else, but talk to somebody. Get that number. I'm telling you, that number, those people are equipped and ready to help you.
Mhm.
988.
Yes.
Call somebody because we do care about what happens to you.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna play. We got, and I'm gonna switch gears. Though this is very serious, I'm gonna switch gears because I should have done this about an hour ago. But I didn't. We got a huge event coming up, and I hate to break away to talk about this, but we have a huge event coming up next month. The second annual Redeemed Awards. We got a little clip we're gonna play, and then we're gonna get back to this conversation. And hopefully, while we're doing this right here, it'll give the people that's actually listening an opportunity to go and dial that number or dial this number. Go down that number 988 or dial this number 508-924-3521. Get up, dial the number. You probably have the phone in your hand already. Please take a second. Dial the number. Dial the number. We have the Redeemed Awards coming up next month, Saturday, August the 26th. Saturday, August the 26th. Got some amazing recipients this year. Absolutely amazing recipients. Do yourself a favor and get yourself a ticket. We got early bird tickets going on right now. Look at this clip, and after this clip, if you have any questions, give us a call, and we'll talk to you about that as well. But the Redeemed Awards is coming up Saturday, August the 26th, right here. And it's going to be in the Snellville area at South Gwinnett High School. South Gwinnett High School. Do yourself a favor. get you a ticket, come out and enjoy this evening. You deserve to have a wonderful evening like this. This is going to be an amazing event. You have to do yourself a favor, and people that you know, do them a favor as well. Buy a ticket for them too. Come on out. The Redeemed Awards. And while we're doing that, while we're in the middle of doing that right there, for whatever reason, TikTok restricted us, say that we went against their community. We went against their community activities or whatever they call that thing. We're talking about saving people's lives. We're talking about helping people to not commit suicide and take their own existence away. And they, for whatever reason, they felt it that we was going against their community activities or whatever they call it, and they shut us down. Wow. Stanley, what's on your heart? What do you think about that, man? How in the world could us talking about saving somebody's life go against their community?
Is it TikTok or Facebook?
No, that was TikTok.
Okay. I was going to say Facebook. They put me in Facebook jail again because I can't even share that what you was playing just then. But that's what they do. It's a way of controlling everything, man. You know, I don't know if they pay attention to it, but a lot of this stuff started back when Trump started running for president. You know, that's when I started having problems with my phone, started getting restricted. I was sharing a lot of stuff about, political stuff, and they don't want positive information to get out.
Mm-hmm.
You're sharing some nonsense. You never get jailed for sharing nonsense, but when you try to share something that kind of uplift someone, to be positive or help someone along the way, they got me in jail right now for 6 days. You know, so I need y'all to send me some cigarettes and put some on my books.
Exactly.
They do it all the time, man. But they don't want positive information to get out, and it's a way of control. You know, they know most of us are using social media to elevate our businesses, elevate our organizations, or just try to help the community. But they don't want that. They want everything to stay as negative as they can get it. So nothing surprises me anymore, man. They locked me out for 6 days. They locked me out for 6 hours. One day they locked me out for an hour. I'm like, what kind of sense of that make? And all I'm doing is sharing stuff, trying to help my community and uplift folks.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
That's why we got to get. That's why, like the new thing I was telling you about yesterday, the spill thing. That's why it's becoming so popular now because, you know, Twitter is doing some of the same ignorant stuff. So we've got to stop being so dependent, I guess, on social media.
Yeah.
For social media platform.
Exactly. And you know, I did get that spill. I got it yesterday. I do have it, and so I put a few things on it yesterday just to test it out. But I do have it. And so, you know, I'm gonna see what that's all about. But Curtis, what do you say about that, man? We're talking about saving people's lives. We're talking about saving people's lives so they don't commit suicide, go out there and commit suicide and take their own existence. But yet and still they're going to say that we went against their community. How could that be possible?
What you mean? I just told you inconvenient truth. That's all. That's all. Because the question for me is, well, what is your community?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what the question for me. What is your community? What is your community? So if your community ain't about saving lives, then that means your community is about death. Right?
Exactly.
Is it safe to say that?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
certain social media groups I'm stepping away from, and I really want to step completely away, but the world has gone to, you just got to have it. You know what I mean? But because all of it is a crock of You're talking about TikTok, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you not seen the video of the Muslim American brother that breaks down the algorithms that TikTok sends to America and the algorithm that TikTok sends to China?
I haven't seen that one. No.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Some people seen that video where he breaks down
Yeah,
and say, look, I need y'all to understand something. The algorithm that's sent out in China is totally different from the algorithm that's sent out in America. The algorithm that's sent out in America basically promotes a bunch of foolishness, chaos, drama, murder, hate. He said, but when you go to China, the algorithm that's sent out over there is nothing but basically tutorials for the youth. It's teaching you something that would push you from being, a pauper to possibly being a prince. Why is that? Because America done fell into a trap that the only thing that's entertaining for us or to us is foolishness and drama. So, a capitalist, a venture capitalist, or anybody for that matter who is all about the dollar, that's what they're going to do. Oh, yeah, they're going to promote that. They're going to get in front of that because that's making money for them. I wouldn't even have it. If I didn't have to have it, I wouldn't have it.
Yeah. That's crazy. And the thing about it, man, we on here having a honest and a serious conversation about saving people's lives that may be contemplating suicide. I got the hotline number up there for people to call in if they're contemplating suicide, and extending an invitation for them to call into this broadcast. We have people here that's actually equipped to deal with those situations. Curtis, you and Cassandra, y'all are counselors, and so y'all could definitely talk to these people. And we got other people here as well, but I'm just pointing y'all two out. But my thing is, they say that we're going against their community. Wow, that blows my mind. Toya, what to see? Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning? Toya.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Such a high level of energy in that delay. Such a high level of energy in that delay. That was good. Toya, and good to have you, sis. We're talking about this morning the weight of life and how it could be overbearing. It can take over a person if they're not careful. We put the suicide hotline number on there, which is 988, and we told people they can actually call in if they need somebody to talk to on this level on 508-924-3521. So Toya, talk to me about the weight of life.
Oh man. Now, suicide, boy, that's up my alley, honey, because I was that for years, up until 4 years ago. I called hotlines, people, folks, honey, you name it, did it, but couldn't nobody deliver me from that but the Lord, but Jesus. She's talking about, 20 years since I was like 12. Never told nobody, kept it a secret, man. Just when you're young and abused, like for me, it was being molested at a young age. Family member, the world was just like, what? What do you mean this is a good world? I came out the dick back. You know what I mean? So the more I grew, the more life took its challenges, the more heavier the weight. But I think that the major weight was the abuse. Now, I might have didn't act abused, you know what I'm saying? Kept on going, kept on striving toward other things and doing other things. And, people said along the way, oh, you should be happy. But that darkness inside, happy for what? Do you know how this thing started off? But it wasn't until the day that I had this interaction with God. He was like, look here, girl. I'm finna say something, okay? You said how old you was when that happened? Oh, no. And how old you is now? 39. I'm going to ask you one more time. He asked me about 3 more times. And I was like, oh, should I be over it? He was like, listen, you're going to have to let that go, girl. Not only are you going to have to forgive other people, you're going to have to forgive you too. Or I promise you, you will die a long, miserable life up here all because you didn't want to let it go. And it took a while. It took a couple of years. He introduced me to the Morning Glow. different organizations, different things, different desires in my heart. He
Mhm.
started to open the door, and he started to show me that some of this stuff is you now. You ain't being abused no more. What's the problem now? You know, put people on TV with no arms and no legs and said, I don't want to hear it. What's up? So when I thought that, you know what, life, bad things do happen, but now it's what I make it. What am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with life? I'm just going to stand here and let things happen to me and not be quiet. I'm just going to roll over and just die and not fight back. Once I found out that I need to be grateful and I decided to fight back, life's not that bad. As a matter of fact, I'm challenged. As a matter of fact, I feel like David is my great, 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 great uncle, and I have a slingshot and rocks, and I'm ready to knock down giants. Because sometimes life, it can be complicated, right? But that's the devil's plan, to make it think that you're not strong enough when you are. We don't know how powerful we are. Everybody in the world will tell us what we ain't. And God is telling you that you're bigger. But when you listen to other people instead of your creator, your manufacturer, of course life is going to be hard, because nobody know how to work you like he do.
Come on.
Nobody know how to put you back together like the manufacturer. Nobody know where to power out and how to get it charged up and how to run through your veins to make you alive again. So oftentimes when life is unbearable, that means you ain't tapped into your manufacturer. That means you trying to work yourself out without the instruction manual. And how many times have we got caught up trying to put something together without the instruction manual, thinking we know what we're doing, and we find out that we're missing pieces and parts.
Exactly.
So when it comes to life, you know what I mean, being hard and being a struggle, it can be like that. People can make it like that. But the important question is, how you gonna make it turn around? What are you gonna do? You gonna let life do you, or you gonna take the horns up on the bull and you do life?
Exactly. Wow, that's good. Pete, talk to me, brother. Pete, you there? Oh, we just lost. We just lost. Hopefully he'll call back in. Curtis, talk to me, brother.
Hey, I'm still here.
Okay. Good deal. Because people phone, I gotta see. I had to look at my phone thing to find out who's still here, man. Kurt, let me go to Kurt. Ibrahim, coming to you next. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother?
Oh, nothing. Sis, she put it right out there. Listen, I'm gonna say this, right? If you struggling, I'm going through some things right now that I'd rather not mention, not with me, but with a patriarch of my immediate family. If you struggling right now, man, the best thing you can do is get on that phone.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you can do, is get on the phone. Most of the time, when you sit down and you do a psychosocial, right? If you sit down with a professional and you do a psychosocial, you'll find out why you're feeling the way you feel. I guarantee you, when you leave from doing that psychosocial, you will have working knowledge of why you are feeling the way you're feeling, and you probably 9 times out of 10 will find out where it comes from. You got to willing to be open, honest, not only with yourself, but with the person for what you're doing the psychosocial with. All I'm gonna say is, if you feeling like you want to hug yourself, please, for the love of Christ, for the love of things all upright and just, get on that phone and dial that number.
Yes, sir. And that's the best thing that you could do. That's the best thing that you could do for yourself, because there's people out there that you mean a lot to. They really care about you. They really love you. And how Ibrahim, go ahead, brother. Ibrahim, you there? Okay. Might have just lost Ibrahim, might have just lost. Now, Tucson, talk to me.
No, man, we all going through something, and it's not an easy task. And what people that's going through something don't like to hear about Well, I'm going through something too.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hold on, Ibrahim. I'm gonna come back to you, brother. I
Because
came to you, but
sometimes,
you got disconnected. Go ahead,
sometimes we
Rashawn.
get absorbed in our own circumstances. But I try not to seclude myself because that's a dangerous thing. I always have that one person that I can call. You know, even if it's a family member, a brother, a sister, a friend, just to talk to them. You know, I might call Raheem and say, "Man, you know what? I gotta tell you something that I'm gonna tell you. Let me be transparent again."
Oh Lord, here we go.
No, but seriously, within the last 2 years, I lost everything that I had. Everything. I'm talking about the whole deal. The whole deal.
Wow.
I'm serious.
Wow.
But you know, I'm the type of fella. As long as I got a job, I'm good. I'm gonna get it back. Now what I've lost before the year was out last year, I got it all back. But while it was disappearing right before my eyes, I was like, man, I'm not talking about a couple of nickels.
Wow.
You know, I got to figure that I'm still trying to figure out how I come out. I got to give away $54,000. Just got to get rid of it. Maybe that ain't no money to nobody, but when you trying to earn a living and you just got to give it up, house gone, and you like, oh man, you know. So I'm just saying, you have somebody. You got to have a support group. I don't care if this today could be your best day.
Yes, sir.
But tomorrow may be totally different. In my best days, I keep somebody in my corner.
Yes, sir.
I got to. I have to. Because before you know it, life can change on you. But I just need to say that, you know. But it'll be all right if you wait it out. That's what I say. If you wait it out, don't give up. It'll be all right.
And see, the thing about it, man, I know without a shadow of a doubt, man, we helping somebody this morning. We're actually helping somebody, man, because there's some people that's going through some stuff, man, that's going through some situations in their lives, and they don't think they can see their way through. And so to let them know that we all go through some things, we all go through some trials, tribulations, tough times. We all go through it. But like somebody said, when you're going through it, you don't want to hear nobody else say what they're going through. You you concentrate on you focusing on what you're going through. Don't let that cloud you or mess up your vision. There's help for you too. Just like there's help for me, Tucson, Cassandra, or anybody else that's on this line, there's also help for you. There's some people out there that want to help you.
Yeah.
They want to help you. They're there to help. Go ahead.
Say this
Go ahead.
right quick. Sometimes in our lives, we put so much emphasis on things. This is just me. I think God cleans house.
Yes.
So we can get a fresh start. And it's hard being out of, sort of like life has caused you to seem like you're out of control. But sometimes that's the best time to replenish your thoughts. Just sit down. If you don't know what to do, I say that again. Just don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Don't move too quick. Take your time. Somebody told me this and I shut up. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah.
Exactly. And wow. I was going to say something, but I'm gonna keep it moving. Ibrahim, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad you passed out that number, the suicide number.
Yes,
it's
sir.
Also, like you said, if somebody you're gonna think you're gonna hurt or harm somebody else, right? Yeah, you should call that same number, and it can be a relief for you. It's having somebody to talk to Well, I lost my father in '94. He was 71 years old, and that was my go-to. Even if we were like, whatever it was, whatever, when I chose Islam and all like that, and any trouble I went through or whatever, I could go to my father and we could talk it out like me, and that's what I miss. I miss that. My mother died when I was 13. I had to take up responsibilities. But at the same time, my dad kept us during a time when most men would abandon their children or send them on off with relatives, right? My dad kept us and say, you're my children, y'all ain't going nowhere. That was a good thing about it. Bad thing about it, he married a woman none of us could stand. But anyway, I guess not joke being serious. That's a serious thing. We all go through things. Now, listen to the brother, what he said happened to him, and lost some money. Oh my God. I could just go on and on with something like that. But I'm like my father, I go up and down. And so, what? So when I was young, me and our childhood friends, we say we so far at the bottom, we ain't got nowhere to go but up. And when I get hungry and things are desperate, right? You know what I do? I go out and do something. I go out and make money. And it's just a blessing to be able to do that. And I get confused a lot. I get hurt. Been hurt. I had 2 back surgeries. I got arthritis that's destroying my cartilage between my bones. I got knee, I got arm, I got a nerve damage from the surgery and all like that. I can go on. Prostate, you name it. You know what I mean? But there's always you have adjusting to your status. Yeah. Adjusting to where you at. I can look at young girls, young and pretty women and stuff like that. But hey, all I can do is look and say hi. I can't take it no further than that if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll be a disappointment.
Look here.
So
don't let them young women kill you.
It just. Hey, that'd be a hell of a bad. I'm sorry. but see, that's the thing. We have to face reality, and sometimes it's the reality where you at. Sometimes you have to accept where you're at and what you're doing. And even though some things you can't change and do, it's good to go out and encourage people to try to go out and change things the best way you can. And then when it get overwhelming, you have to back down, get to change course. I had a large organization, military organization, but I started talking about going and see the people, like what happened this weekend. Well, how many? 200-some people were killed and hundreds were injured over 7 different mass murder shootings in the United States. And those people really need that line. If they're on the phone, I said they call that line. Seek some counseling. If you got somebody, a humble person that you can go to, or page a relative that you can just cry and fight, hit the wall, pound your fist, or just grab a hammer or axe and start hacking stuff, whatever. Do that to get it out of you, right? Because now you got to go on forward. Yeah. You got to try to stop that happening again. You got to put yourself in the way of it. You know what I mean? And do what's right. And don't make excuses and for yourself, because the same excuse, and we use these things for ourselves to convince ourselves we did right. You know what I mean? And that same thing leads to the same problem. I always know people were thinking they were right in what they were doing. They had a purpose what they're doing. They had analyzed this. They had gave themselves some type of go to it, do it, right? And at the end of the day, right, they start thinking about it after. Some people regret it. Some people like to celebrate it. You know what I mean? But it's all about surviving the next day. When things get hard, I go in survival mode. If the world, where we know it come to end of the day, I'm gonna find me some ground where I can grow something. Where I can take some clay and make a hut. Find a way I can still get a TV in there, get some electricity, and watch TV and lay back. Pop a beer or whatever. I don't drink. Pop beer, maybe some sweet iced tea, lay back and just enjoy the show.
Yeah, you go. There you go. I mean? and I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah, because
Abraham. No, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. I want you to listen to me, okay? I really want you to listen when I tell you this. All right. Don't let that big butt baby hair and a smile kill you. They will kill you dead. They will kill you dead.
Get in all kinds of trouble. Trust me.
Let me go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T. Talk to me, sis. Ibrahim acting up over there.
Oh, yeah, Will. Yeah, we'll get you. But yeah, no, I mean, life is hard. Life is a challenge for real. And I think that you have to be careful. It's also the quality of people that you're around too. Because if you're in an already um I'm gonna say an already maybe aggressive environment or an already negative environment, being depressed and being suicidal, unfortunately, you can have be encouraged to do things that may not help. So I think you have to be very careful when dealing with this, internal issue that we call being suicidal, right? Because you already feel you don't want to be here.
You got it.
Everything is going on, and to get influenced by people to tell you to do wrong things that'll put more weight on your plate. You have to be very careful for, especially if you're young, right? You don't want to be. I think for me, going to church was the best thing for me. God was pulling me, and what I got out of it is that I need to know who I am really, not who the world tells me I am. And I had to be in an environment where those people and those energies were the same. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't think we understand that life is an energy. And I think that the goal is for the devil to try to get your energy. So he's going to throw everything he possibly can at you. That's how you know how powerful you are. You know what I mean? But I think when you get into an environment where people are solid, when people can really sincerely help you grow, when people can shower positivity into you and help remind you of who you are, that's the next thing you need to be striving for, along with phone calls. Because I think, that suicide hotline, even though I didn't do hard drugs, like, I think that was still an addiction, right? To get home at the end of the day after smiling and tap dancing in front of everybody, making it seem like I was okay, to get back home and cry my eyes out because this life is too much. I don't want to wake up. Why do we keep waking me up in the morning? Why do I have to be there with these people? Just take me now. You know what I mean? So, and when you do that for a while, that can become kind of an addiction. So those phone numbers are just kind of like Narcotic Anonymous numbers or Alcoholic Anonymous numbers when you want to use. You need to call somebody and be like, hey, yo, listen, I'm not feeling this right now. I feel like I'm going to go off the edge. Yo, help me. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong calling for help, because when you know how strong those emotions are, when you know what I'm saying, you're about to do the next best thing or the next worst thing, you need something to kind of keep your plate level, because you don't want to add none of that. Some of these things you can't take back. We can do a lot of things. I remember I used to chop my hair off when I got angry. I remember I used to go outside and beat up trees. I know I just started to do things. I had to try to find ways to match the hurt. Right. And I never could. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think it's very important that when we experience these emotions of especially suicide, wanting to cause harm, want to get angry, want to go off the edge, you need to call somebody who you know is going to help you off the ledge, not push you over. Because sometimes nobody can stop you but you. It ain't nothing nobody else can say. I'm getting ready to do something. It ain't nothing that nobody else can say to me. I'm about to go do whatever I set my mind to do. So even though we have phone numbers and people to call and ask for, at the end of the day, we really have to remember how powerful you are, because you are the only person that can stop you. And if you know you can't really get off the edge, you need to get somewhere where it's going to be safe. Because at the end of the day, only you are going to be held accountable for those responsibilities, whether it's taking your life or someone else's life. You don't get no do-overs. And if you were like me, Raheem, no, I promise you, I took some pills when I was like 16, right? Like a whole bottle of Excedrin sleeping pills. They had to pump my stomach out. They stuck this douche nozzle hose down my nose, squirted black charcoal and some other white stuff. I mean, when they got done with me, I said, nope, won't be trying that again, because my luck, let me tell you something about my luck. I jump off a building and come back scrunched up and still be walking around here, and it'd be even worse off. So no, we not gonna try them games no more. And that turned into another thing. You know what I mean? So again, I understand some of these people when they're out here with their actions, but only thing I can say is that when you, along with that phone, along with those people, you need to get to a God too.
Definitely. This is Cassandra and Curtis on. Cassandra, you here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yes, I'm
son.
here.
Okay, Cassandra and ladies first, and then we go to
Raheem,
Curtis. Raheem stepped out for a while. So Cassandra, I'm gonna say like Raheem, what's on your heart?
Well, I'm really loving what everyone is saying, and let me say this: for those of us that help other people, we need help. We need, like Kurt said, we need somebody that we can talk to. I have somebody, a couple of people that when I'm going through, because you can take on so much, and sometimes it's like it feels like you're going to shut down because you're taking on and you're trying to help, people, and then you got stuff going on, but you ain't talking to nobody. That's crazy.
Right.
Anybody on here that spends any time helping people, that sometimes you need to talk to somebody, and we have to learn how to not be afraid to do that, because some people, I'm careful who I go to because I'm a leader and because I counsel people. I'm careful who I go to, but I definitely go to somebody to share what I'm going through. Because if not, you'll be about to lose your mind. I'm being honest.
All right, Curtis.
So that's all I have to say. Doctors need doctors.
Definitely. I know Raheem back, but Curtis, you
What's up? I'm right here. What's
yeah.
up?
Let me ask you a question. Let me. I know Raheem's the question axer, but I know that sometimes they look at counselors and they say, "You're so strong. You seem like you always got it going on." So what do you say to that, Curtis?
Oh man, I most of the time I always reinforce the idea that I'm only strong. The strength that you see is primarily based off my greatest weaknesses. You guys done heard me say it a few times on this show that every powerful and positive message I done learned or lesson I done learned, I learned as a result of failing. So it's funny you say that because people will automatically assume that as a counselor, and real talk, as a counselor, one, you got it all together, and two, you ain't never had no failures. And for our African American community has, I don't know why, but there's this thought that because you're a counselor and you have achieved a certain level of success academically, that you were a what's the term I'm looking for? A golden child. Like you come from a family with money, or a lot of times that is a perception. They don't actually know. No, I come from the gutter like you.
Amen.
There was a time I did an experiment one time, Donald, because I wanted to see how my youth participants would receive the opportunity to look at a person who had a similar background and similar issues. So what I did was I took my high school transcripts and I blacked out the name. I blacked out my name. I blacked out the years of graduation and stuff like that. Anything that was vital information, I blacked it out. And what I did was I put it on a photocopier, and we had a group session. And so I put these images of this transcript up. I put the image of me getting my first college letter from any college when I got out the military, while I was in the military, actually. And I had them look at it, and we talked about perception and don't, not assuming that it is one way when you really don't know someone. So I put it up there, and when I put it up there and explained to folk what they was looking at, 95% of the people in the room laughed.
Wow.
Oh, he dumb as whoever that is, they dumb as a box of rocks and bop, 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 bop. After we get through processing what they looking at, I said to them, what if I told y'all that was me? And the first thing every single one of them said was, "God, we ain't gonna believe that, Mr. Curtis. No, that ain't you. That ain't you. That ain't you." I left it there, but and we taught not to use ourselves, but sometimes you gotta go there to hit a spark.
Yeah.
And somebody to wake them up to the fact that, you know what? Now I'm not by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had kids that were literally 19 years old and was reading on a third grade reading level.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So,
it's a lot, brother. It's a lot.
Y'all could see,
it's a lot.
If y'all could see what we see right now, man, I just keeping it all the way 100, keeping it all the way above, whatever you want to say. I'm still trying to process some of the things that I'm seeing, because some of the things I'm seeing right now is just, it is beyond. Spiritually, I can only say it's demonic.
Yeah. Wow.
Spiritually, I can only say it's
good deal. Let me go. We got another caller from the, what is that? The 267 area code. 267 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good day, everyone. It's Joyful J. How's everyone doing today? Good day, morning, Will family.
Joyful J. Good morning,
What
sir.
up,
How you
Jay?
doing this morning?
I am blessed and highly favored. How's everyone?
Hey, doing good. Good to have you, brother. We're talking about the weight of life, and how the weight of life could overpower some people. What do you say to that, brother?
Yeah, this topic touched me. That's why I had to call in. I couldn't show my face right now because I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to call in because it reminds me so much of 2006 when I was in that car accident. The doctors, the police, everybody thought I was trying to kill myself. I was masking the pain, as I believe it was Toy with the T was saying. I was masking my pain with alcohol. I was trying to cover up my hurt from something that happened to me years prior with alcohol, and I started to consume it way too much. And I was living a life that was beside myself, because I wasn't myself, because I was living in a state of pain. I was living in a state of heartache, hurt, embarrassment. But if I had a chance to talk to someone, and I had so many people I could talk to,
mm-hmm.
but I was bottling it up because I was always taught when I was younger, a man is not supposed to cry. A man is not supposed to whine and tell all of his business out there and stuff like that. So I bottled it all up.
Mm-hmm.
And bottling it all up, it came to a head, and it all exploded when I was in that car accident. They thought that I was driving on the wrong side of the highway because I was trying to kill myself, which was further from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving the wrong way because I was intoxicated.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Very much so intoxicated. And I was doing the wrong thing because I was masking the pain of hurt that I had years prior, at least 5 to 6 years prior. I was dealing with it, and I couldn't break free, if you will. Now I know about God, I know about Christ, and I know about, take all your problems and all your burdens and leave them there with God. I know about all that. But it's easier said than done when you are in the middle of a storm.
Say it, brother.
And I just thank God that He spared me, so now that I can tell other people that alcohol is not the way, drugs are not the way. I did drugs too.
Mm-hmm.
lying and cheating and stealing to cover up or mask your hurt or mask your pain, that's not the way to solve anything.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And that's what I had to say about that. I'm just so grateful that I was able to come on today and share my story.
Hey, good to have you, brother. Good to have you. And like I said throughout this broadcast, man, I think we're really helping some people today, because there's some people that's going through some things, man. There's some people that's going through a lot of things, man, and the phone lines are blowing up, and that's a good thing. We got Captain with us. Captain, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Raheem, and good morning to the Morning Glow family, and good morning to those who are tuning in to this so timely subject. I'm doing fine. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're talking about, Cap. We're talking about the weight of life, and we actually put the suicide hotline number up there, and they've simplified this thing. You ain't got to remember a whole lot of numbers. It's three numbers. 988 is the new suicide hotline, and so we put that number up there. And we also told people that they can actually call in right here, because we have quite a few people that's here that's qualified to help them. And that number is 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. And Cat, what we're talking about is the weight of life and how it could be overbearing sometimes. Make to the point where it make you want to give up and give in and just give out and let it all go. But there's another side to that, man. There's some people, regardless of, and what we're trying to, I think one of the things that we're trying to do is make people know and understand that everybody goes through trials and tribulations. Everybody have those moments. People even have those moments of weakness. We all go through it. So we want the people that's going through it right now to know and understand they are not alone. They are not alone. Talk to me, Cap, about the weight of life.
Oh, man, I don't think there's nobody on this show that don't know somebody in their family or someone that have committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
I had several family members in my family that took their life. My niece took her life. My nephew took his life. These young people. And I think the challenges of the world that young people are going through are so tremendous that they believe that death is better than life.
Mm-hmm.
I had that death experience where a couple months ago my heart stopped for 6 minutes. And God blessed me for whatever reason that he desired that I live.
Mm-hmm.
It was not me taking life. It was me getting a surgery. But nevertheless, I came out of that experience a different guy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that God put heavy on my heart from that experience, and I don't know why he put it so strong, but I said this. He said to me to say to the world, never say when you lose a loved one that they're in a better place.
Mm.
Now, God put that on my heart to say it, because I had never thought about it.
Yeah.
But God don't like for us to say death is better than life. There is not a better place than death. I'm here to tell you that. You can get mad at me if you want to. But life is better. Even a terrible life is better than death, because as long as you got life, you got hope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. As long as you got life, you got hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amen.
But after death, there's no hope. You ain't going no bye-bye in heaven. No, if it was, evidently I didn't have that kind of level. But I ain't seen none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying to those who may be contemplating, all of us have contemplated. I have. For us to say we didn't, we all have been in situations where we think getting out of here was better.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here to say to those of you who are kind of talk to somebody, because there's nothing in life, trust me, that God can't change.
Yes.
It may look difficult, yes, it may, but never give up hope on life.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you hold life as hope, then God's going to come through for you. Trust me. It may be a rough ride, but it ain't easy for none of us. So you ain't the only one. Nobody got copyright for doing bad. I don't. If it's somebody got copyright for doing bad, then you should be making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
None of us got a copyright for doing bad. All of us. To my family,
I love that.
Yeah, that's
just
good.
hang in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because as long as you got life, trust me, you got hope.
Absolutely.
That's what I was on my heart. Right?
Good deal. Good deal. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
Cap said something, because when the time he said that was, I thought about that last enemy. What's the last enemy? Death.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last enemy that God himself got to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
Death ain't your friend. Unfortunately, some people think that that's the way out, but no. If he come that we might have life, then death ain't the answer.
Yeah, come on.
Living is another chance.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up every morning and I say thank you just for another chance. Maybe yesterday was terrible, but if I wake up today, matter of fact, if I can get to the next 5, 10, 15, 20 an hour, then things can change. It can get better.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody can send, he can send help.
Mm-hmm.
You think that, I can imagine, and I go back to Joseph in that doggone pit, sold out, disappointed that his brothers hated him so much, but they got him out the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we got to go through. Unfortunately, sometimes I don't want to go through it. I get mad at the situations that I go through, but I don't give up. No, sir, that ain't the answer. So that's what I thought about when the Cap said, people say, well, they in a better place and death ain't your friend. No. I mean, living is good.
Mm-hmm.
Because living is the chance that we get every day.
Yes.
And I know, we hear Rico say that. Thank you for this brand new blessing right here.
Mm-hmm.
When I get the chance to open up them eyes, boy, man, I can face anything.
Come on. That's
so that's
good.
what's on my heart. Yeah,
good deal. Toya with a T. Talk to me, sis.
Yeah, life is the gift. I think that's the tricky part, because oftentimes we will allow life to make us feel like, oh, well, I gotta go one day, and we allow ourselves to abuse ourselves with that mentality, because we take it as a joke. We take life as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, even if we're not declared suicidal, we are suicidal. Every time you smoke a cigarette, if you know it's going to give you cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you drink and you know it can cause a DUI. Every time you overeat and you know you're gaining weight and it can cause you to have all these other extra problems. Every time you put on all of these dyes and chemicals, we all know it's poison, but you got to do it anyway. What? Because life, some kind of way, I can't be too good to myself now. What? Take care of this temple to the best of my ability? Too much goes on for us to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We rather rip our real stuff off to put on fake stuff. I mean, come on with the joke. But that's the tricky part, the gift of life, the choice to be able to do what we want. And we always choose destruction. And when it comes to death, we always want to blame it on God as if we're not rushing ourselves there. You know how many men I heard when I was trying to encourage them to do the right thing on some other levels, to be like, oh, well, you got to die at something. The ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we're already going through something, and this is the part that I would think about, right? Like, if I'm already going through something, I'm already depressed, I'm not going to make it no worse.
Yeah.
You feel me? So let me just do the best I can, what I got. I'm not going to make it no worse. But then some of us, we make it worse. And then it's like, well, wait, you're already going through it. Then you're going to do this that's negative, thinking you're going to make it better. And then when you're on that deathbed, you don't know, it ain't no backseas on that deathbed.
No.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
When you get there, for a lot of us, I'm like Cap. You know what I mean? It took for me to have an angel, literally, 6 o'clock in the morning on a busy expressway, to come help open a door, to help get me out. And when I looked up, he was gone. So I know me being here is God saying what I said a few earlier. Look here, girl. Life is a gift. Now you can play with it if you want, so you can make the best of it. And you will, I mean, the things that you can experience that life by just turning that mentality around, I mean, it'll bring you so much joy. You'll cry, you'll break your knees, but you gotta stop. And it's a time, I got it now, but I still have my days where it still becomes a challenge and a struggle. Still a challenge and a struggle living this wonderful life. But that is a gift. I see color, I walk, I talk. I'm the product. I'm the one that makes, or we, I'm not going to say I, we.
Yeah.
Whoever it is out there feeling like you're less than, we, if you're a human and you're feeling like you're not worthy, I need to let you know, we are the ones that create this beauty.
Yeah, exactly.
That we live, not the one that he planted, but all this other stuff, we create that. So you're powerful. Don't be deceived by the devil. That's the biggest trick of the devil, to make you think you're less than. Well, let me tell you something. If the manufacturer has created you, there's a whole world out here for you. Do not let the devil deceive you and make you think otherwise. Stay strong. Use the tools that you got and make it the best that you can. Because nobody, I mean, the devil is not here to make you feel like you're worthy. He's here to make you think you're not.
Exactly. Toya, I'm totally switching topic, which is just for a second. And I want to hear your take on this, man, because it's been in the news and people have been talking about it, this or that. But what do you think about this laboratory created meats, chicken and stuff like that that they're putting in restaurants? What are they doing?
I've been telling y'all about that. And I guess y'all thought I was joking.
I knew that was gonna spark something. You go ahead.
I know you know. Here we go again, and we eating it.
I'm not.
Listen.
I'm not.
Even listen, Raheem. You know what? God is doing mighty, wonderful things that we don't notice it. You know, we are meant to do that ourselves. We are not meant to be going to pay somebody else to feed us these foods with all these heebie-jeebie jank energies these people got. In the same way, we got to start providing for ourselves. The same way, we got to stop eating these restaurants. You know, that's one of these shows. I'm about to break away. Forget the money. I don't care if I go broke by this one. I'm about to start doing them shows, like I said, on these restaurants. We don't need to be eating here. This one, I'm about to quit. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. That's what they're doing to us. What do you think is going to happen if you're a person, if your body requires real food and vegetables, and you're getting digitally created from plastic and styrofoam food? What do you think is going to happen? You're not going to make it. We're going to die. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to figure something out. But
sis, if you're going to do a show, please holler at me, because you know I got my own TV channel. So please holler at me so we can go.
I got you, Kurt. I got you.
Exactly. But and that's the thing, Cassandra. What do you say about that? This chemically created chicken. They showing chicken right now, but they're saying beef. They're gonna make it in their lab, and they're gonna put it in these restaurants, and you're gonna spend big money to eat it. Cassandra, what are they doing?
I'm not, because I'm a George Jetson and Star Trek fanatic, so I don't know. We can say what we want, but if things go down globally the way we're doing with the environment and everything, you're not going to be able to plant vegetables, because it's not going to be possible. You're not going to be able to harvest. The animals are not going to be running around in the fields or whatever. You're not going to be able to do any of that, according to, if climate change keeps happening the way it's happening and things keep going the way they're going. So I'm not putting anything off of the table. So if it's going to sustain life, I'll probably be eating George Jetson type food and Star Trek food. I'm just saying, that's just me. Because you're not going to be able to plant in the ground. It's not going to happen. So if that happens, what are you going to do? The water is not going to be what it needs to be. What are you going to do? Are you going to use what they have developed I mean, it's a choice. I mean, because we can say, well, I'll just die. But if we're saying that we want to live and the environment has become where we can't get those things, you're not going to be able to plant food and grow it. I don't care how much you know about it, you're not going to be able to do it because the earth is not going to be, it won't produce it anymore. What are we going to do? I'm just saying. I'm just asking a question.
I'm gonna move to Pluto. We're gonna start all over on Pluto. Anybody want to go
Yeah,
with me?
yeah, that's what I'd like. I think a lot of people. Yeah, okay, Pluto.
I'm going to Pluto. Pluto ain't that big. I'm going over to Pluto. Kat, what do you say about this though, man? I'm making joke, but at the same time, they're making in the laboratory right now. They're cloning and doing all these different things. They're making food in the laboratory that they're putting in the restaurants for us to eat. Cap, how do you feel about that?
Well, Sister Cassandra, that's my girl, you know, it's my peeps, man. But hey, they manufacturing a man in the laboratory too, Sister Cassandra. So, you know, it's just
I'll take him. 6'2", 6'2" chocolate. I'll take him.
Lord.
Well, anyway, but let me say this, and I feel what she's saying. You know, we have to really be. I'm gonna go with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Everybody know I'm in the nation, and he had several books called How to Eat to Live.
Mm-hmm.
Russell, a very personal friend of mine, he was on the air. He was speaking. All right, people are getting away from meat. They're coming with meat-based plants and all that. But basically, you know, the body, you know, it don't need meat. We can get away from meat, truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're talking about the world climate, you know, mama, man, listen, my mama canned. My mama canned that we had picked, everything was in a can in a mason jar. We got to go back to old school. I may not be able to live completely for a year with what we got in my survival kit, but you come in Captain D's garage, you thought you was in a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
But what have I got? I got at least I can live for 3 months, good 3 months. After 3 months, you know, I'm gonna have to fast for the next 60.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line is, never give up doing something for yourself. Never give up planting your own food in your backyard instead of just let grass grow and get that cabbage and turn it. Why you can't? Why you can't?
Mm-hmm.
Why you can't? That's all I'm saying. But I don't think we need to let these people continue to manufacture food for us.
Mm-hmm.
Processed food is killing us.
Yes,
Do
it
you
is.
know when it comes to the African American health? You know, I'm gonna say this about my man Bun B. I'm from Houston, Texas. Bun B got a thrill burger. I don't know if you heard it. It's called a thrill burger. Man, that burger got so much. I mean, it's really a kill burger.
Mm-hmm.
But if you like a burger with all the oil and the cheese, you can't eat it every day. No, you can eat it whenever. It's heart attack, high blood pressure. Our cuisine, the cuisine that we eat as a people, our diet, is why we in the condition we in. So I would say about them, I don't trust anybody that could grow anything in a laboratory. Come on, man. You know, just get back to next. And I'm not eating out. I'm keeping my stomach out of the man's kitchen. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't eat out that much no more.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't see it and watch it grow and get it while it's moving, and I'm just me. So, Sister Cassandra, I got your order on that manufacturing section, man.
Wow.
I'll put it in for you. That's what's on my heart right here.
Good deal. Tucson, what do you say about this, man? You gonna eat some of that manufactured, scientifically manufactured meat? It looked good on the plate.
I saw that. I saw that they processing, manufacturing stuff that look and taste like beef.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Beef and chicken. Yeah.
But the bad thing about it, we don't check our food. We just swallow it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? My daddy used to say, boy, you didn't even chew your food. You just lined it up and swallowed it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we do that. We don't read nothing. We just, just because it's at the grocery store and, But no, man, I kind of, I like to eat now. Ask Stanley, sure do. Yep. But then we're getting to the point that now we're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah.
And Cap said something. I'm trying to convince as many people as I can. Plant your community garden.
Exactly.
Go to planting.
Mm-hmm.
Can you some food.
Mm-hmm.
Serve it, because when we talk about these times when you can't buy or sell, well, you don't have to be a victim to that. You can grow your own food.
Exactly. Right. Yep.
If you grow your own food, you won't have to worry about buying or selling.
Man,
Eat from your own yard.
I got.
If that's all you got, at least you survive it.
Man, I got grow bags right there on my patio right now, man, where I'm growing all kind of vegetables and stuff out there, man. Right there on my patio. The sun shine on it. It's off the ground, but it's working. I mean, it's growing like crazy out there, man. We done pulled a few things off there and ate it and enjoyed it. It was good. It was real good. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother? Kurt, you there?
You guys got me thinking about that. You ever seen that Matt Damon film?
Which one?
It's called The Martian.
Never saw that one.
Where he I think he got left up there. Something went wrong on a mission. They went to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he got left up there. So in order to live, he had to teach himself how to grow vegetables. He basically became a vegetarian, but he had to teach himself how to grow vegetables on Mars. But in watching that movie, it kind of teaches you that it's imperative that we understand the basic compounds for growth.
Mm-hmm.
And that as long as you understand that, you can grow your own food as far as your vegetables within the compounds of a restricted area or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a cat, right? Like it's time for us to get back to a horticultural kind of state.
That's good. That's good. And see, that's the whole thing surrounding it right there, man. We gotta get to a place where we can actually take care of ourselves. We're just too dependent on this quote unquote this system that we complain about all the time, but we depended upon it to feed us, to give us the water, to give us everything that we need, electricity, everything that we need. We depended on it. Tucson, let's talk. We got just a few more minutes, but we just talking solutions, man. How can we get to a place where we can take care of ourselves? Or do we even want to get there?
You can. You have to. I mean, we're gonna have to put against our education.
Mm-hmm.
Without a vision, the people perish.
Yes.
We got to utilize the things that helped our forefathers and mothers overcome some things.
Mm-hmm.
They knew how to suffer. I'm talking about, you know what they did? They grew their food.
Mm-hmm.
And they lived longer. And they were stronger.
Yes, sir.
They was able to take and maintain some things. Man, look. You hear that little, you get cool in the wintertime, and all of a sudden, mama go in the kitchen and you hear pop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what she was doing was she was opening the preserved fruit, figs and stuff like that, pears, that she had canned.
Yep.
When we had to go and pick it, corn and peas, and man, I peeled so many peas or shuck so much corn. Some of the folks they say shuck. What do you mean by shuck corn? I sure did.
Yeah.
And then another thing that we did was parents said, "Go get me a chicken."
Yeah. Yeah.
Go get you a chicken. What did they mean by that? Go outside, go get that chicken, wring his neck.
Yep.
It's a real reality when you see actually see a chicken with his head cut off.
Mm-hmm.
He keep moving.
Yeah, keep jumping through the
So
yard.
these are the things that we did to survive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the last of 12, but I ain't never seen my mama go to work. But she would break up a meal, go in that kitchen and feed the whole family.
Mm.
But the food that we got was in the yard.
Yeah, exactly. And you said something, man, because you cut that chicken here, he gonna jump around the yard. He gonna jump around the yard, man. He ain't making no noise, he ain't got no mouth, but he gonna jump around the yard though. And flip and flap and do all kind of stuff, man. You man, look, it's crazy thing. Man, look here. We used to chase. We used to chase. What's that? What are the chickens or the I can't remember which one. We used to chase them and turn around and run. They'll chase you. Yeah, they'll chase you right back, man, and be right on your tail too. Be right on your tail. Crazy. But Cap, talk to me. We got a few more minutes before we get out of here. Talk to me, Cap.
Man, everybody is in total agreement. I like what my man Tucson said, and yes, we got to get back to nature. I don't care. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if destruction comes tomorrow, we still got to eat today.
Mm-hmm.
If destruction comes tomorrow, we still got to eat today.
Yes.
So I plan myself that way. I mean, everybody on here who come from my era, every backyard had a garden. Biggest cabbage, the reddest tomatoes, and man, and listen, we did not. If y'all come like I did, you did not have a meal without a salad.
Yeah.
You did not have a meal without a salad.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what the salad dressing was? Mayo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm telling my age now. I'm telling my age now. I'm telling my age now.
Mm-hmm.
Mayo was. That's why if you look at it, was called salad dressing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So when you, we was healthy. I like what you said, man. Let me tell you something. My mama would go. I'm a 13. My mama would go in the cabinet, pull out 2 cans, and give you a 6-course meal. Drop dough biscuits, man. I mean, look here. And let me tell you something. I mean, come on, y'all know about the drop dough biscuits.
Come on. Yes, sir.
Hey, come on, man.
Yeah.
We ate, but we didn't go no store because we couldn't afford it. The store was the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
That was the store. But the cabbage, man, you can smell the cabbage coming through the house.
Yeah.
And you know you had to keep the flies because the cabbage draws the flies. Y'all know about all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But the bottom line, I'm talking old school stuff. But yeah, grow your own. Long as you got a yard back there and God give it to you, utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
Grow your own. You feel so much better.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what's on my heart, man.
Good deal. Toya with a T. We're gonna close it out with you, sis. What's on your heart? I know this is your area right here.
Yeah. Yeah, you already know, man. That's right. Do not succumb to what these fools got going on.
Mm-hmm.
Jets in my foot. They killing us. They killing us, feeding us plastic bags. Just go chew on the straw then.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. Dressed up as a steak.
Watch this. Hey, Toya, is any of the cheese?
What God gave us. We know God gave us this. I'm sorry.
Is any of the cheese real or is it all the plastic? Because a lot of the cheese ain't real.
No, majority of all that stuff, the way it melts. Just watch it when you wash it down the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it when you leave it out in the cold, when you leave it out in the air, how it turns to plastic. They've been doing it. They just now telling us, because this is going to be the next round of lawsuits, like what all these other class action lawsuits we got going on.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you know, from the projects, ain't nobody think about no garden.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember my father going out his way to go to the market to get pure fruits and vegetables. I know that. I think the projects, that's like just a slaughtering place for sheeple, as they call us.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're letting them be the ones to be, and we want to be so independent, but we don't want to do nothing. We don't want to do the work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We know it's wrong. We know we shouldn't eat it. We know they're killing us, but we're gonna let them keep giving. Oh well, they said the medicine. What they said. That's called being a zombie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's called.
Exactly.
I believe in my God more than to say, and listen, if all my people succumb to it, then yeah, that's what we're gonna be rolling with. But I believe in my God more. If they can listen, you see the technology we have today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear all the things we got going on that we're going to come to a point to where we can't. Not when Israel growing stuff right now. No, I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to succumb to that. So, yeah, they are killing us. We have the power. We have to decide how we're going to use our power. Are we going to forfeit it and give it to others? We're going to give our God-given power to everybody else? Or are we going to take our power back by growing food? You know how much food a garden produces? I don't think we really got this thing broken down. But listen, this is the basics we got to get back to, y'all. If you want to live, we got to fight to live. We got to eat to live. We got to think to live. We got to work together to live. Like all of this works in common when it comes to having a healthy lifestyle. And we got to get back on it, man. But listen, I love y'all so much, Raheem. I love you for giving us the opportunity to even get together and be able to discuss these things. And I think maybe the next show that we do, I don't know, we love being on here talking, but we probably need to do a solution show.
Yep.
You know what I mean? One where we're talking about and giving out different solutions, different tips and tricks on how to do some of these things, because education is the next thing. We need to know how to be able to make this happen. But I love y'all so much, and I thought that's why.
Well, you know what, Toya? We could do that tomorrow. We could talk get a lot of situations. We're gonna let everybody bring something to the table tomorrow. We're gonna do a solution-based show tomorrow based on solutions to situations that's going on. So y'all think about write it down, bring it in tomorrow. I'm gonna go to each person and we're gonna have a solution-based show. Everybody gonna have their own scenario, what's going on, what we need to do. We're gonna talk about it in its entirety and move on to the next person.
Well, Raheem,
yes.
It might be a little bit of a problem because I gotta go sell some of these plastic chicken tacos tomorrow, so I might not be able to make it in the morning, but I'll try.
Well, if you can, sister, it's always good having you. It's always good having you. Don't sell too much of that plastic and don't put too much heat on it because it's gonna melt. So it's gonna melt.
Listen. I got tips. If you coming to eat it, I'm gonna let you get it, and I'm gonna take your tip after it too. So yes, I'm gonna try as many. Boy, stop. They don't know. What they don't know won't hurt them.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
I did play. I shouldn't quit though. I'm for real. I gotta do something else, y'all. I can't do that to people. I'm over it.
I'm gonna tell you what I want. I'm still waiting now to get something off this food truck. That's what I'm waiting on.
And that's what I'm finna do, man, because that's it. I gotta make sure that I can't be associated with that. So I'm for real. I just told the Lord that the other day. I said, Lord, about 2 weeks, I'm finna pull this truck out, and then I'm finna start teaching everybody what you can match with what, because we got herbs and spices to fight some of this stuff too.
Exactly.
So if you are eating some of these things that's plastic, we got herbs and spices that help you flush it out, help get it out your arteries and your veins, so it won't cause blockage and all that. So yeah, no, trust me, it's uncomfortable enough now, brother. So I'm gonna make you shake.
I'm gonna tell you something. People might be shocked and surprised if they see what come out of their body. I'll leave that right there. Because you know what? I'm gonna put Toya with a T on the spot. Toya, what's going on at 3:00 today?
Well, if y'all want to catch this show and it's entirety, feel free to check it out later on at 3:00 on DKMradio.com.
There you go. She did good. DKMmediagroup.com. But outside of that, she did very well. Very well. Cassandra.
I'm not here.
You sound like Epstein going on. Welcome back, Carter. I'm not here. And he always come with a note that he wrote himself. My mama wrote, man, Epstein was something else. I used to love that show. Anyway, Cassandra, I'm gonna ask you a question before I get you to pray. Why is it that now this is something totally off topic, ain't got nothing to do with nothing that we talked about today, I don't think. But how in the world could Tarzan be the king of the jungle?
Because he's white. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to figure out
that. That's a simple answer. Because he's white.
Tarzan, the king of the jungle. I don't understand. I've never understood that, man. I looked at the show, and I see all them Africans running around, man, and yeah, man. But they say he the king of the jungle, the king of the jungle. I'm trying to understand.
Well, what about it, George? Here we go again.
Exactly. But I don't understand it though. I don't understand it, man. How in the world you right there? How you the king of the jungle? Prayer
Is that a yodel that he be doing when he hollering?
I don't know what that is. Man, I don't understand. And how in the world?
No, the fun when Tarzan went to New York. That was the funny part. And he met the real king of the jungle.
And look here, and didn't have a leg to stand on. He ain't calling no gorillas over here. But let me. How in the world could Steven Seagal, one man, go over to Jamaica and whoop everybody? He beat up everybody in Jamaica. One fella. I'm trying to understand that.
Because it's on Tell Lie Vision.
Okay.
Tell Live Vision.
Okay. All right. Well, sometimes these thoughts come to my head. Tucson, these are the moments when I sit back and
there ain't no white boy went nowhere with no whole bunch of black folks and made it out talking about, whooped all the black boys. What's up?
whooped everybody.
Well, I Rambo on an M60.
Exactly. I'm like, man, come on, man. Y'all, man, come on, man. Y'all trying to make us out to be some real weak people, man. This one man gonna go over there in Jamaica and whoop everybody. Tarzan gonna go to.
Well, we all got whipped. We all got whipped by a Terminator and a Predator, didn't we?
Yeah, sure did.
And an alien too. Oh, except the white girl.
That's a shame. We was rooting for the Predator because he looked like he had dreads. He's like, I like the Predator. He like he had dreads.
Exactly.
Come on, Predator, do your thing.
Get him. Cassandra, pray us out, sis. Pray us out, Cassandra.
Well, Father, first of all, we just like to say thank you for your goodness and your mercy. Thank you for how you've allowed us, God, to just breathe on today. We are not what we want to be or where we need to be, God, but we thank you that we're far from where we used to be. God, we just honor you in everything that we say and we do. We thank you for everyone that is associated with this station and everyone that is under the sound of my voice. I ask you to bless them today. And God, for that person that is contemplating hurting themselves or even hurting someone else, God, we cry out to you on their behalf. We ask you to touch their mind, body, and spirit right now, God. Let them know that there is hope, that they can make it, that they are important, God. We thank you right now that we will continue to have conversations that will bless your people, to uplift them, God. And I just ask you to use everyone on this panel, God, for your glory, not just today, but every day. These and all other blessings we ask and pray in the precious name of Yeshua, Muhammad, Allah, Hare Krishna, and Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Boy, Cassandra, you covered all the bases right there. I love that. You covered all the bases.
Everybody. We covering look, we cover everybody.
Everybody.
Covering everybody.
Each and every one of you. But listen, it's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And please, people that's listening, I still got the number up there. The suicide hotline. The suicide hotline, very simple. 988. Dial that number. Or if you need one of us, dial 508-924-3521. We're here to help you as well. Get the help that you need. You're not by yourself. You are not alone. I wish I could have played that song, Michael Jackson, You Are Not Alone. But anyway, I ain't gonna put my singing skills out there right now. I ain't gonna put my singing skills on display right now. But y'all know, y'all heard it though. Y'all heard it. But anyway, have a great day. I want to thank everybody for listening. What time is it now? It is now 10:10. I want to thank everybody for listening. More than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It is now 10:10. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple, I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. That we shine some of this light in you for the morning glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Talk to you tomorrow morning. God say the same. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it. And I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great day. Love you.